I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is January 16, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So we talked about it yesterday and nailed it to the damn head, baby. Take a look at this. I'm going to play it for you so you could hear it. See how we made this high right here, and then this next bearish candle pops up and breaks down, makes a swing high. So we get like a pop up here, and then it comes down. We obviously now have bound. See that, baby? See that, baby? Look at that candle. Exactly like that candle I was talking about. This is that candle of December 26th, Thursday, right there. And look at that, beautiful. So so I wanted to see it pop up. So we opened up, kind of speaking. We took out the liquidity first. We shot up. Look at the top of that gap. Why are they getting in here? Well, obviously they're trying to inch their way up here as well. Surprised they didn't hit this, but I guess that's maybe for later or maybe not. So that's the thing. We'll see what happens here. And then obviously the goal was to come down as close as we can get to this gap right here and then wipe out these buyers right here. And sure enough, we did that beautifully, man. Fucking today was so gorgeous besides this bullshit right here. And I'm going to show the trades today because of the fact that I mentioned it yesterday and then we did it today. So here's what I do today. I'm in a situation more where I'm just holding the position, and was it smart? It came all the way this deep, but at the same time, I just was very confident. I did the swing projection here, getting to a 1 to 1.5, and I was very confident in getting in that. So, I don't even know where to begin. So here, I have to go here first. So remember, the background here, this is that daily imbalance that we talked about yesterday, right? So when we were pushing up, so 8:30, I'm not worried about that shit. I was ready at 9:30. Sure enough, the price pushed up and got right into that imbalance right there. See that shit? Beautiful, which is that 7 o'clock imbalance. So also a swing projection there. And then we have the, I guess late Asia low right there. See that? Pre-London right there. So that was liquidity. We hit that, and I was just still more confident coming down, but I was lazy. To be honest with you, I was just frankly lazy. I didn't want to just try to catch buys and sells. Sells, buy. Look at it. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Oh my God, dude. Like fucking amazing. But, so I was just lazy and trying to hold it, and I was doing some stuff. I got some family in town. I'm not even in trade tomorrow, but, anyways, we logically popped up in here, and then 9:30, I knew the opening range gap was here. And then sure enough, you could see these buyers here. And then, to call it luck, I was surprised myself, to be honest, that I didn't get wicked out. But when we tapped in that 1 minute imbalance in the 7 o'clock I told you about, to the tick, to the head. Exactly. So as soon as that happened, I was in the trade, and then I put a stop right above it. And sure enough, the 9:30 opened and didn't even go any farther. I was just like, wow, that's fucking awesome. So the 9:30 right here. So I have my stop right there. See how we're hitting that? Like, dude, you can't make that up. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look, it's like perfect, right? And then have my stop right here, and I was entered here, and then we didn't fucking get stopped out. It was just gorgeous. So, and then you look at it. You get 1 drive, 2 drives, 3 drives here. We knocked that out. Well, since this is the whole day, I'm just going to show it here, but for a second. But, so then, oh God, there's so much to talk about. And then you had this retracement here to 3 and 4. You had the liquidity sitting right there, which is fine. And then, so many other projections. Here's where things get interesting. I'll show you. This is a fire video. Right here, I'm also projecting from this swing here. So those 3 consecutive candles, we break it. You see how we tap right in. And then the 1 to 1.5. All the 1 and 1.5 projections that I had coming down here would not fucking break it. And I was like, bro, what's the problem? So I just kept holding, but as you see, we dipped in here and then we got into this one, right? And then we just retraced back. I'm all over the place. So then I project this candle here, this last down candle, this 10 o'clock. So we raid that. It's a new 4-hour candle. And then, God, there's so much to talk about. And then because of the fact that if it's lower low, lower high, it has all right to pop back up and squeeze out sellers, right? And at the time, it's hard to explain. At the time, you had to have seen it, but so then this projection up to here, 2 to 2.5, right here. You got that first imbalance right there to 932 dragged out. You can see, boom, we use it later, and then so here, even when I thought I was trying to hope this was a lower high so we can come lower, what did they do? I projected these two candles down and look, 1 and 1.5. We came into it beautifully. 50% of it stopped. Didn't break that low. I was like, man, come on. Before I continue, we had that divergence right there. So that pushed us down. And then this is obviously the 930. And then when we had pushed all the way up, we had a higher high here with S&P. It looks ugly, but they took it out. You see that? They took that out. And then that was like my last resort. I was like, bro, please, come on. Now here's the thing. When you're making a lower high, it has all right to come up and take out that high. See that? So they want to come up. So lower low, lower high. But when they doing this, so you hit the bottom, lower low, and then they pushed up, and then they tagged that guy very slightly. And they have all right to do that. Now, if we would have went any higher than this, so for example, remember the daily imbalance is here, and I want to see 50%. I want to see it go underneath it and hold that 50%. So we initially did that here, by the way, just so you see that. So we pushed back up right there, 50% right there. We have the opening range gap. We also have the top 25%. It's in the background. I know this is a little bit, there's a lot going on here, but, and then sure enough, if we would have went above it, okay, and then used it as support, then this trade was definitely over. Obviously, I don't need to have a stop loss higher just to find out if I'm wrong. I mean, it's over with. But it held, overbought here. Look at the RSI today, fucking beautiful. So we pushed down. You had bounce 3 times. That's 3 drives. They're manipulating, right? But you got liquidity here, so you don't buy that. And then once it reaches oversold, eventually after the 3 bounces, then it slowly pops up to an overbought. Overbought is right here, and then you sell that, right? Sell that. Obviously, you take it to there. If you had did that, I was just holding it for the whole day. But wow, there's so much to talk about. But as you can see here, overbought, and then what did we do? Came slammed down all the way to oversold. Took that liquidity out, and then as you can see with the projections, again, I explained here being stuck at the 1 and 1.5 wouldn't go higher, and then I measured this down candle. So I measured this down candle as well, right? And you had a 2 to 2.5, and then I measured also this. I measured. Where is this? Yeah, I measured that last down candle as well, and it popped up, and then here was a 3.5 to 4. So boom, it peaked up into there beautifully, and then they just wanted to snag that little liquidity right there. See that? But I'm gonna delete this just so you could see this. This one was just a lot more accurate. And boom, came right back to that 50% of the daily imbalance. It's in the background with this little blue border around it. And then also, before I forget, selling it here. Why? I'm in the gaps. I have, not only did we reach there, but I'm also in these gaps. So, remember, there's 2 gaps here. There's this one. Okay. So there's that one. And then there's the one up from here to here, from here to here. So in this case, that would be from here to here. And the 930 opened literally at the bottom of it. So we basically we're basically at 50% of this gap right here, right? The one I'm highlighting right there. So that's explaining the area also, right? So a lot of confluence with that, right? So let's move forward. And then, all right, so it reached there, and then what was it coming down? So look how the 3 consecutive candles, watch yesterday's video, these 3 consecutive candles broke, came above, came right back. We also have this bearish imbalance that was holding for today, right? So you're gauging above or below or whatever, wherever you were involved. I was just literally just kind of like intraday swinging it, in a sense. So, and then you'll see we also have that first imbalance is dragged out. See that? So I'm going to leave that highlighted. See how we come underneath it and then we tag 50% of that. Can you see that? Right there, right there, right there. You see that? Boom. So we come underneath it. That's a sell program. So your entry could, I mean, if you got balls to sell it there, okay, cool. And then, little inversion right there. I'm not going to go into that. That's an entry. Once it came below and it came up back to the first imbalance with the green, that's an entry. Once we came below and we came back and we hit the bottom of the consecutive candles, which pretty much the open, that's another entry. And you're rushing, as you see, imbalance holding there. Boom. Comes into another imbalance there, tags it, and then rushes for that liquidity. So, and then you can see the projection here from these 3 candles, 2 to 2.5, beautiful, and then it retraces back. So I was sitting here like, man, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, these were all other opportunities, but I was just, to be honest, I was just lazy. I don't know how else I could put it. So I understood that we wanted to come into here, but okay. And here's another thing. The projection from here, this from popping up on the 4-hour, we were kind of at the 2 to 2.5 anyway. So that's a side note. But here, when I'm projecting this energetic 4 15-minute candles, this is kind of where it just pops up. So I didn't do it from here, which I'll check that swing now. But at the minimum, if we're bullish or bearish, I would like to see it come to a 1 to 1 or 1.5. Yes, I would have loved it for it to come to 2 to 2.5, but it probably won't happen today. It might happen tomorrow. I don't know. And it was a stretch, to be honest with you. But the 1 to 1.5, let me close the door. How's it early, huh? She's early. To 1 to 1.5 was my goal. To getting into here, because even if we reverse and we go back up and we're bullish, then I would expect it to come here at the least. So, and if we're bearish, I would expect it to come here to the least, right? So this was my logic, and this is why I'm shooting it here. Now, it's silly for me to have had the price come all the way up, come down, come all the way back up, and then come down and then fucking try to get it here. So here I take the screenshot. Because I want to be well advanced in taking out the trade, and then I decide to sucker them and get in a trade right here because I knew it was going to be like a low. I knew they were going to kind of rush for this lower area, which is this 3.5 to 4. Watch the next trade. This is just fire. So what I do is I understood what was happening here, and before I get to this trade, so we push down, right, and then we ended up taking out that guy. See this right here? Watch this right here. So I also knew, these motherfuckers. I knew it, dude. Man. So we also had that swing low, and you can see it. I've already got it lined up. And so when this low happened, this took out that low, and I was like, and that was a minimum target for me, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Just take it out, bro. Just take it out. But I had faith, and I just held. So this is why it bounced. So if you're wondering why this just bounced up like that, well, also look at this, oversold, beautiful. Look at that. So from here to here, oversold, and then we pushed up. They got weak here. They never ended up coming back up, which is, I expected that too, but so we pushed up. As you see these last 2 down candles, look at that. That's the last 2 down candles. We break above it, we come below. That's an entry right here. All right, so they're pretty much like 3 drives, right? So on this leg back up. So we pop up, and we pretty much wipe out liquidity, and these guys right there. They're trying to get those guys right there. And then if I drag this out, that imbalance that I've talked about at for 943, you'll see that we get there again. See that? So they're just wiping out liquidity. But and even when we switched here, see how these last two down candles? See how we pop above it and we come right back in? Look at that. To the tick. That's beautiful. And man, oh my God. Today was just amazing. And then what's it called? This was funky. I was a little worried here. But we had this in control, and sure enough, they held. And then what did they do? They ran down. So they ran down. So I've already explained that. So I screenshotted it, the previous trade right there. So I knew that we broke this level and that it was time for them to now finally get to our objective. So when the price pops back up, there's a little imbalance there. So it popped up into there, and I took the sell there. And where'd I take it? Now I'm aiming for this 3.5 to 4. And sure enough, I put the buy stop there. It fucking wicked me out, and then it continued to here, which you'll see in the next trade. So as you see, I got stopped right there. See that little poke right there? What I should have done, and you're going to learn from this, what I should have done is I should have put the stop loss right there at 50%, a little bit or higher. But I really didn't want to give any money back since it was such a small trade. So I did that. But what when it happened, I was like, damn, why did you put it so tight? I should have put it right here at the least. So because I wanted to rush down, and it ended up doing that. See how it rushed down? So we got the 3 and a 4, and I wasn't worried about it hitting the gap because that's a dangling carrot also. But also to the left here, if you see, we did wipe out most of those guys right there. So what was my goal here to buy this? Take a look. This last down candle, we pushed up. We retraced back in it. I got a horrible fill, but my goal was to get into that open of that candle. And and all I was trying to do was get it up to here just for a quick scalp. So this is a scalp for me right here. And this is a scalp for me to here. And take a look what we ended up doing as it was trailing. Came all the way back for a fucking another lower high. And what I was trying to say is when you make a lower low to lower high, you want to see them take an important internal lower high. So like for that one, they took those guys out, right? They came back down. Then they came back up. See, they came back up and they took those guys. They're trying to get those guys, right? That's how you know that your lower high is ready to turn around. Okay, so now we're breaking this. I can't believe it. This is amazing. Projected this swing here where I got knocked out, little swing, and you got 2 to 2.5 right there. You got 3 to 4 there. Probably if I do it with this is too shallow. These are all consecutive. It probably is a 1 and 1.5. Look at that. See that? So if I measured all the down candles, you'll see that it comes to a 1 and 1.5. What do we have in there? We have back the opening gap of today. Plus, we had the midnight level. It's in the background, by the way. The midnight. It's this little orange line. Can you see that? It's faint. It's right there. So X marks the spot right there with that. Beautiful, man. Oh my God. And then rushing down and just took out that low as we're speaking. Now we're coming down into the gap. So, just phenomenal day. Wow. And then, so I explained that other sell here when I was shitting bricks before it almost took me out, right? We had a divergence there that saved my trade, pretty much. We pushed down. Then we had lower lows with, NASDAQ, and then you can see higher lows here, right? So the higher lows, then this is another reason why it came back up to another lower. Look at this. I knew this shit was going to happen at the end of the fucking day, dude. But I can't. You have to walk away, bro. It's like amazing. But also here, when we were, so we had lower lows here, right? And then we were kind of pushing up. This is the 8:30 time frame. So that was explaining that. And then at this time, we had higher lows. And then remember when this dropped at 9:30, right here, this dropped, we had higher lows with Dow and we had lower lows with S&P and NAS. So that's explaining the push back up. But yo, look at this. Man. Look at that divergence right there. We pushed down, lower highs here, and we just swept that liquidity for Nas. And they finally got that guy, and that's the guy I was holding it for. That was really, so let me go back to this. That was the guy I was really holding it for. It was right there, right? Because it's sitting at that 930. I know we have an opening range gap here that's pretty much empty, but all those people who bought here, I bought there, remember? So if you watch yesterday's video, sure enough, we just swept that, right? So I was looking for that, but like the way it was taking forever, this was just all time distortion. But my goodness. And then I was talking about Nvidia. So we gapped up, right? And when we gapped up, it only makes sense for the price to come back down because it's getting out these buyers. And this is where we are right now, right? So that was also the logical thing of why I was explaining this. Like we would pop up, take the liquidity that we just made from today on the, I'm talking about yesterday, the high yesterday, sweep up more and then rush back down to then take out buyers. And we just took out this level right here. So, yeah. And then look at Dow. That was pretty nice. Well, that was already yesterday, but it's pretty much the same thing for them. We're on overbought here, so we expect it to come down more. Let me look at and another situation, similar situation with S&P. We hit that top part, looked like for a retrace back. This looks a little bit stronger than everybody else. And then let's see what else here with us on that 4 hour. You can see that we were coming back, and then also on the 1 hour, you can see this. This is what I was hoping, expecting. Look at this. Oh my God, they're doing it now. This is exactly what I wanted to do today, and hold it, right? And I just to be honest, I just got fed up. I was just like, bro, I'm not gonna let this thing whip on me. I'm just gonna take the trade out. And sure enough, I did. And I was like sitting here like, come on, bro, let's go. Let's get to this area. I was gonna circle it, but I just didn't bother. But and now we're doing it now. Oh my goodness. Where did you go? Look at these motherfuckers. So ultimately I was trying to get into here, but like I didn't expect that today. And I was hoping for it to just go there faster, and it didn't. So now Friday we'll probably come in here, and maybe so I'm expecting maybe Friday to do this. I don't know. So if we're bullish, oh shit. Let me lower this. If we're bullish, I want to keep coming down into here and then kind of come back up and then settle here for the wick of the week, where that's the wick and then the body like here or something. I'm just totally guessing here. But if, so we're a bullish week here. So coming any lower and then settling here would make sense. So if that's if we're bullish. If we're bearish, well, I mean, this thing can still do this. It can still close, and then maybe next week we continue down, right? So I don't know, obviously, but it's just like you gotta trust your analysis, because I fucking knew we were coming here, and this is the reason why I sat through all this and I let it come up so high. And I was just lazy, but would have been nice to catch some of these lower lows and lower highs. And I noticed it starting to pan out when this happened. And I was like, bruh, just take it out and buy it, and then take it to sell and sell it. And it's just like, oh my God. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let me see, 24 minutes. There's nothing else I could say. But we have a little space there. And again, if we were bullish, I want to see us come in. And if you look to the left on the daily over here, look on the daily right here. While I'm over here, see how we have that inversion to the left, right? And I want to bounce up and then just go up if we're obviously bullish, right? And then ultimately so the breakout level right here, see that how we didn't reach that? That's a dangling carrot. I'm assuming that they want to come and fix that if we're bullish. And ultimately that high right there, right? So I don't know. At this point, it's like it made sense to come down, and then from here, it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do, right? But damn, bro. Oh my god. So sealing up that imbalance right there would make sense. For probably tomorrow though. And then maybe a nice big push back up to wipe out the all of us selling today, right? So, um, oh my god, I'm just tripping right now. And I also liked it coming down here because of this inversion right here on this 4 hour. I liked it. I would have liked it for it to pop up right here. So not only does it get an inversion, it taps on this built support here, possible support. Plus they wipe out the breakout traders here, right? So that's a logical thing that makes sense. But I might not even trade tomorrow, to be honest, because of my family in town and stuff like that. So they're even waiting on me now. But I think I've explained everything else, right? But just fire. You guys have a good day. God bless.